6:30, so I call the meeting of the Selectboard to order. And our first order of business is signing in new elected officials. So we have Tamla. I don't see any of our other elected officials. Yes, we do. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm sorry, I hadn't gone through the pile, and I'm just used to you being here for the sake of being here.
So I enjoy these meetings so much.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
The next one over.
Okay.
Right there.
The last one over there.
No, I
Oh,
got
you
the
can't-
first
Oh,
one.
it's all or nothing, right?
No. I got the, there we go.
There.
Thank you. You guys there?
There is one bad thing about having this set up so long.
I love that.
It's nice though.
I hate going to work in the dark lately.
So you want my ID?
Okay, make sure that you're who you,
Yeah.
okay?
Because I didn't think that's important, right? You want me to,
Yes. Yes. Hello. Okay. So, Tamla, will you read your oath of office?
Yes. I, Tamala Swan, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as a select person of Dalton, New Hampshire, for 3 years according to the best of my abilities, agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God. This I do under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Okay. If you can sign it. And if you can complete the address and phone number and email address at the bottom. John, have your appointment as trustee of this one?
You also have the change of signatures for the technicalities, if he could,
Yes.
needs to, all three of them to sign, but at least. you have them.
Should I?
Driver's license?
Thank you.
I, John Swan, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as trustee of trust funds of Dalton, New Hampshire for 2 years, according to the best of my abilities, agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God. This I do under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Okay, I do need your driver's license for the
Okay.
checkbook. And then if you can sign that and complete the bottom part.
You got it. I've already pen.
That's a pencil.
Do you want me to put my town email or my regular email?
I put it down.
Or maybe
Both?
both. Yeah.
Okay.
No, they telling us they 5 feet apart.
15?
16.
They're on it.
More than 10 people.
And then I want you to fill out,
I need to pen them.
this is for signature on the trustee account.
I know.
Thank you.
This is Vanessa. Since this one-
Yes,
She's here.
she's here, she can, you got her oath of office. She comes back
Driver's
in.
license,
Hold on a minute.
come. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you. This is not back in yet, right?
No, double check, truck is locked.
Okay.
So does the board know of any standing to object to someone being sworn in an official position like the trustee when they have an extensive criminal record?
No.
No? Okay. Just wanted to be noted.
Noted or nosy?
Okay, we can come back
Excuse
to
me?
signing, we can come back to signing her in and when she gets back in here.
Oh, sure.
She'll be in 2 minutes. And we have minutes from the previous meeting. Each of you have a copy?
Yes.
Nice. Nobody asked. Number 2.
Vanessa,
Yes.
would you like to be sworn in now as trustee?
Yeah. I, Vanessa Cardello, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as trustee of the trust funds of Dalton, New Hampshire for 1 year, according to the best of my abilities, agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God. This I do under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Okay. Can you sign that? And then we do have,
And I can-
and then if you fill out the bottom part, your phone number and address. is there a signature card for the, signature for the bank accounts for the trustees? So you could do number 2, and then on the back, I'll put in your driver's license information.
Okay.
Anybody from the checklist, any of the other people?
I'm sorry?
Anybody from the checklist, any other people say they were coming tonight? No?
And then you're doing the back side. Right.
There you go, thank you. Oops, that just goes on with it. Thank you. Okay.
So the only question, there was a typo on the second page, it just said loose instead of loose.
Ah, yes. I missed that one.
Since what?
Just said on the, a project list is being developed for the board so they do not lose track.
You want to lose it?
We don't wanna lose it.
Did we make a motion, I'm trying to remember, to for the non-public session to be sealed for those notes? No, okay.
You talked about it, never followed through with it.
The welfare ones, the fire house meeting, I believe. I believe they have to be.
They have to be,
That's supposed to be an executive session. The public session is not supposed to be sealed. Unless
but
it's
it is a non-public, there are certain criteria for going into non-public session, and that's what we're talking about. I make a motion that the non-public session meeting minutes are sealed.
I second it.
That
And this
those
is from-
ones you're approving now?
Yep.
Yes.
From March 9th.
Have you approved them yet? Or let's,
No.
or you started the regular minutes, did you make a motion and finish that?
So
Other than the loose.
I thought, I'm not remembering correctly, because I thought we had made a motion to seal the non-public session minutes.
My minutes, my notes don't say it. You started to, I remember you talking about it, and then I think you got distracted and didn't go back to it.
So I think that we were remiss, so I'm trying to figure out how to correct it now.
Well, this is, in tonight's meeting, you will seal the minutes of the non-public March 9th meeting.
Okay,
But what I'm trying to say is you're
Finish the
approving
first
the
one.
regular minutes of the
Minutes.
night. Let's
So we
finish
can't-
that first
okay.
and not get three things going at once.
Jake, you want
I
multiple
can't
things?
keep track of them.
Okay. All right, so we have a typographical error in the minutes. What I thought was an omission was our omission, so we'll correct that later. We have a motion to approve the minutes
I make a motion to approve the minutes of March 9th
with the correction.
with the correction.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Now the non-public ones.
Do we have any changes or corrections to the non-public?
That you can change.
I don't think we have any changes.
I didn't hear what she said.
On the non-public,
Right.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the non-public meeting for March 9th.
I second the motion to accept the non-public meeting minutes from March 9th.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We made a vote to seal them.
And so now,
So now you can make a motion to seal these. Which will be in
I make a motion that we
tonight's
seal the minutes of the March 9th non-public session.
I second the motion to seal the non-public minutes of March 9th.
All in favor? Roll
I,
call.
Taylor?
Carol.
Joe Beth. Okay, and in terms of other business related to the town meeting, We haven't had a chair and a vice chair, we've just had a chair, but we could have a chair and a vice chair. It would probably be a good idea.
I just put in, usually they do so that if you're not here, they know, you know which of the remaining would be running.
Yeah. So do we have a nomination for chair?
I nominate Joe Beth Dudley for chair.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna recuse myself from that.
For vice chair, I nominate Pamela.
I second that.
All of myself.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So smooth,
I'm sorry?
so smooth.
Different than last year. Okay. We have a lot of old business, but I know we have, at least one public comment. Maybe offer us to get to take a few
Would you
minutes.
like that now?
Sure.
Okay.
And then you don't have to sit through the whole meeting. You're welcome to.
But keep the 6-foot rule.
Oh, how do I do this?
That's on our agenda.
I'm just
I'll
kidding.
fold this up
I'm
and make an
sure.
airplane and fly it to you. How's that?
Have you traveled outside the US or visited anybody who has?
I have not. Nor do I have a fever, nor do I have a cough.
So your daughter from
Pardon?
Britain hasn't been visiting you?
Not recently, not since the summer.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, ladies. My name is Fred Anderson, and I am president of the Forest Lake Association. I've owned property on the west side of the lake since 1977, and we've lived there since I retired in 2015. We've been there full-time, plan to be there the rest of our lives. Though I'm a Whitefield resident, I'm about a stone's throw from Dalton on West Side Road. So, and of course, the Lake Association represents folks that are both residents of Dalton and Whitefield. I'm here to share with you the warrant that was developed by the North Country for Balance Change, which Sarah Doucette and I gathered petitions for to bring it before the Whitefield recent town meeting and report to you on what happened at that meeting. And then I ask you, as Select Board for Dalton, if you will join us in sending this resolution to the state governor, our state senators, our representatives, the governor's council members, and the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services. I'll share a few details with you, but I think the warrant itself is fairly expressive of what the concerns are and the opposition to the landfill. And the things that we see most detrimental for the township of Whitefield, beyond the problems with ecology, beyond the problems with runoff into watersheds, beyond the potential for the very serious polluting of the lake should that landfill leak, or should there be runoff from the landfill into the lake, or should there be equal contamination from birds of prey or scavengers and the like. The first issue, of course, is truck traffic. And I was looking at the map, and it occurs to me that Casella is going to have a real serious problem in terms of their current truck route coming down through Whitefield. And it occurs to me there's an easier way to get access to that area if they'd come up Route 135. So that traffic issue could as quickly become a problem for the township of Dalton as it could be for both Whitefield. And of course, they've said they're not coming in through Littleton, but our work with Casella so far tells us you need to be careful about what's what in terms of what they say. Obviously, falling property values, I think you know that's going to happen if this happens. We have some information on how property values will decline in relationship to their proximity to the landfill. And of course, a decline in property values means an increase in tax rate for everybody. And I know in terms of the recent flyer that Casella sent about the $2 million a year. Of course, Casella has also applied for abatements in terms of value of their property, and so you know what's gonna happen there. They will apply for abatements, and so the $2 million a year they're promising you, I suggest probably won't be that. I think everything else is pretty clear there, but if you'd like to ask questions, I'll be glad to respond.
And this did pass at the town meeting.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't tell you yet. Yes, it passed all but unanimously. There were 3 negative votes on the floor. It was the last thing on the docket. It was the 40th warrant. I think we finally voted at 11 o'clock in the evening. But what I was struck with was how many people stayed. I mean, it is an issue, and I at one point out, well, is this just an issue with Sarah Doucette and me because we live out on the lake? It turned out it's pretty much a unanimous position in terms of the people at least who were there. I'm sure there'll be some folks in Whitefield that were opposed to it, the 3 who voted against it. One of the people said to me later that they initially had thought our raising the issue before them was just kind of a fluff issue and didn't realize how seriously the town was taking it. So evidently the folks in the township are beginning to think about it. Part of the problem is that the city's aquifer is out in an area where trucks are currently being parked for the current situation in Bethlehem, and so there's some concern that may continue as well. But if the water moves from Forest Lake into Bonds and down into Burns Pond and then down into the Johns, you've got a whole series of problems.
Thank you for bringing this to us.
You're welcome.
It's good to see you.
I urge you, I know you need to take some time to think about it and work on it, but we hope that you will join us.
Yeah. If I can take just an opportunity, I know quite a few members of the Conservation Commission are here.
Mhm.
And at their meeting last week, they were talking about, there might be ways that the Conservation Commission partner with the Forest Lake Association. For example, for the water testing, you could almost act like a subcommittee of them so that they get the reports as well. And Mr. Ingerson had an idea which on its surface sounded very good about having a fish ladder going into the lake over by the dam on the other side of the lake, near Sarah's house. So there may be some opportunities there.
Tell me more about a fish ladder. Tell me more about a fish ladder.
We're having another meeting tomorrow night, sir, if you'd like to attend.
I love evening meetings. What do you mean by a fish
A
ladder?
fish ladder?
Yeah.
Most old dams that have been erected over the years that haven't been ripped down, the government actually has provided in some ways a fish ladder, which it goes up like 8 or 10 inches, flattens off, goes up again, flattens off, and it's just a step. That's
Similar to a salmon.
It's a hollow step. It's not a person would step in, but as it's running down, it looks like a set of steps. And the fish just jumps from one to the other and gets into the upper pond.
Okay, and what do you
There
think
is-
about bass?
I don't fish,
You don't fish,
no,
but you know about fish ladders.
I do.
Yeah.
I think there are all sorts of things. Our testing of the water is public information, and that's posted
Yeah.
on it's posted on the website, and we can make it available to anyone who wants to see it.
Yeah.
Other activities, the biggest problem we deal with are twofold. One is geese, and one is beavers.
Yes.
So, we can use the Conservation Commission's help with both keeping the geese out of the way, because they're the ones that keep the beach covered with their diatritis. So we run beach patrols for picking up geese droppings, so
Yeah.
Conservation Commission can help with that.
And another thing, and I know Dennis wants to talk, but they were talking about a cleanup in May, and I know the Lake Association has theirs in July or August, but that would be another thing.
Yes, so I'm just gonna kind of like add on to your geese and beaver issue there. I think in the recent papers that were submitted that I shared with the select board when you joined meetings with us, there was somewhere for getting rid of the beavers where you can get the dams, break the dams up and such, but to an extent where like you can't the machinery can't touch the water, I believe, like, I haven't read the whole thing completely yet, but,
Yeah, they can't touch the water.
there are things that the conservation, like you can do now to alleviate your issues with beavers, it's something that,
Well, the last time they alleviated it, they blew up the dam and washed out the beach, so.
That's the way they allow it done, but they actually, now they allow you to actually play with machinery, the edge of water, so if you pull the dam back, which there is no dam, they're playing in the pond. When you pull the dam back, then you get to go up another 3-4 feet closer to your water, because the water isn't at your edge of your tracks. Until you find your natural water layout, then you leave it alone. But that's the proper way, except for blowing it up in the wintertime, which is ineffective, but yes.
but to touch also on the cleanup day, just real quick, it is the 50th anniversary, not sure if everybody's aware of that, for Earth Day. So I guess, it's kind of like a bigger deal, so we're just trying to get the whole community involved. If anybody has any suggestions or comments, to get more people
But
active.
the 19th of April?
The 22nd of April.
Or the
Is
22nd
like-
of April?
Yeah,
Okay,
the actual Earth Day, like
Okay.
cleanup day when it was established.
And are you planning on the Dalton cleanup day on that same day, or a week later, or?
I have not looked at a calendar yet to see what day it quite falls on. If it's on a weekend, most definitely, but to take into consideration with people with their jobs and such, where, it would be easier to do that. But, open to suggestion as well from anybody in the public.
22nd is a Wednesday.
And then have an alternate, like, rain day, as well.
But it hasn't been suggested yet, did it?
Mhm.
That day isn't been put on big. Exactly right.
But we're gonna discuss it more at our meeting tomorrow, but I just wanted to bring it up. And, so in your future meetings, and whatnot, if you have anybody that has any ideas, or if you can talk to your association as well.
Sure, yeah.
You know, I know you guys do your own cleanup there, but if there's something that you do that you can suggest to us that is more beneficial.
Basically, what we do is roads,
Yeah.
Yeah, we do the same.
but clean up around the edge of the lake too would be a helpful thing. Because we don't have too much trouble with the landing, but that's a good place, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And some of that, John?
Well, I'd like to suggest, in light of the fact that our neighbors in Whitefield have come out in opposition to this landfill, because obviously the impact on Whitefield, I think it would behoove Dalton to join Whitefield in coming out with, signing on to this resolution opposing this landfill development because of the impact in Whitefield and the fact that they've unanimously voted against it.
All but unanimously. Not quite.
Have you seen a significant difference with the Whitefield wastewater treatment with their, out of compliance leaking in? That's why they're doing their $6+ million renovation to their facility.
What do you mean, in terms of rate?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, because they are pumping,
Raw sewage.
raw sewage, but it's because they're all permitted through the state to dump into it after it's processed.
In
I'm not-
Whitefield?
Yes, they're doing a $6+ million renovation. It's
Right.
been in the
Do you know how the
newspaper.
water flows?
I'm just asking him a question if there's been any.
Water doesn't flow to Forest Lake.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It flows the other way.
It flows the other way.
You should know that as a member of the Conservation Commission.
We're not speaking about that. We're speaking of what is going on in Wakefield. We're not talking about direction of water flow.
It does go into the Johns River, does it not?
From John River.
Which goes to the Connecticut.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
So we do know which way the water does flow.
But there's no flow from Whitefield into Forest Lake. Forest Lake is simply artesian and the runoff that comes off your land, off of.
Well, I know that Johns River was brought up in.
No, your water
with the
runs onto
lake
my
ones
land.
or something.
Your lake is 30 feet higher than my land.
Well, this is Dalton, that's the
It's
Whitefield.
30 feet higher
And
than
where
that.
the landfill's gonna go, because that's what the big discussion is here tonight.
So,
I'll show you the maps.
I'd like to see that, yeah.
Gladly show them. You
But
were
the-
around meeting
the-
tomorrow night?
no, the
Things
problem
along,
is
we have a
this.
very full agenda here, and we have a couple of things that we've got to
Excuse me. I
talk
didn't
on
mean
in
to do
terms
that.
of the COVID-19 and planning, so I'm gonna move the discussion along.
Okay, anything more you need to hear from me?
The other thing you were going to just give us an overview on was HB 1319.
HB 1319 has passed the state legislature by a vote of 68%, which means it's veto-proof. it's moving on to the state senate. The state senate, of course, is a much smaller body, and we're hoping the possibility of a veto-proof vote there as well, but the COVID
And can you
moratorium
just-
has shut everything down for a while.
Can you summarize what that bill is?
What the bill says is that the Department of Environmental Services cannot issue a permit for a new landfill for a site that is within 2 miles of a state park or a national forest. It doesn't have any impact on existing landfills. It doesn't have any impact on the offering of new permits anywhere else, but it's just within the 2-mile radius of a state park or national park. Okay?
All right.
So, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Since we're gonna have to be creative in the next few months about gathering of people, do we have permission to post this on the website and have people write in to their thoughts for it?
Absolutely.
You know, I do not wanna make a decision without people
No,
vote on it.
exactly.
I mean, yours went to town meeting in Whitefield and, you know, if we'd had it prior, we could have put it on as a warrant for Dalton, but since we didn't, and since we cannot hold meetings because of the coronavirus, and they're saying this could possibly last until July and August. So, I mean, I think it's fair that we share this on the website, get some input from voters of Dalton, and then discuss it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And I would say, first of all, if you're not going to be able to have any kind of public meeting, the legislature's not going to meet either. So all of this whole process has been
Every day is
significantly
gonna
slowed down.
change.
And
On
I
the
think-
other hand, the more information you get out there to people and they see what the issues are, the better it is, I think, for everyone. So there's no hurry here. There's just
Yeah.
hope that there can be some unanimity in terms of our approach.
You know,
Yeah, because I think the legislature shut down for 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, they're shut down for 2 or 3 weeks, but
Yeah.
you've got a whole group of people that are shut down. As
Yeah.
you said, possibly into the summer.
yeah, July and August. I mean, you think about China had their first case in November and they reported 8 new cases yesterday.
Yep.
So,
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now, did you want to talk about the cleanup or? No, just. Shall we jump to, I know Ron's here, to talking about COVID-19 and out of order, but I think that's going to.
here's your paperwork.
Hmm?
I brought his paperwork in case we didn't get them. So as most people know, Dalton is in a unique situation because we have Weeks Hospital as one of our resources and we have Littleton Regional Hospital as our other resource. And the two aren't really talking to each other. So, and because we provide service for Whitefield, we ride on their truck, Ron's got double the meetings.
So you go to both of them.
Like 4 hours worth today. We're just gonna put this on the website.
He wasn't sure he was gonna be here because he had one with Littleton tonight,
Yeah, Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Um,
Littleton was this morning.
They're taking this really serious, obviously. Now the restaurants are shut down, just about any public gathering shut down by the governor. There's a declaration in place that's gonna, they're saying don't have meetings of any more than 10 people.
We just had 11.
Yes, exactly.
But
So
you're
it shows
still,
us
I mean,
how
we
it
are,
is.
keeping them
Um,
apart, which is a good thing.
It primarily is effective to an older population. In most cases, the younger people are doing fine with it. The older people, not so much. If you have underlying medical issues, it adds that much more to it. The question is, with everything they're doing to try to stop the spread of it, is it really gonna work? We've shut down schools, but my understanding is a lot of the kids are off doing whatever. There was a group of them this morning heading to the shopping mall because they had the day off, which kinda defeats the purpose of the whole thing at the end of the day.
Well, actually, they did say on the news tonight that, one of the questions from a parent was,
Mhm.
can my children hang out with their friends? And they said, yeah, that would be a good idea to help them study. And what the hell's the point of shutting schools
exactly.
down?
Yeah, kinda defeats the purpose.
Somebody others that have said, no, they don't hang out with their friends, maybe one or two, but not
Defeats
a.
the purpose. It's gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out. We formed a big, local, kinda like a mutual aid group, if you will, but it's basically all the local towns, have gotten together, we're in constant communication, we're sharing, information, we're helping each other out with resources. Some of the things that may happen is, in some of these towns, the EMS services, if people get sick, may wind up without enough people to do what they need to do. Dalton not having a transport service, we could be called directly upon to provide EMS providers to these services and assist them. It's still kind of in the early phases. I mean, it seems like every hour it changes. You can't really follow it. You think you're following it, and an hour later they've come out with some more mandates and whatever. I did bring some information to put out on the website. Mainly, I think the townspeople, first thing they need to know is that I'm keeping track of it. I'm communicating with all the state agencies, all the local agencies, whatever, and with keeping ahead of it, trying to understand it and obviously do whatever we need to do to protect Dalton as best we can. They did say tonight in the meetings that one of the questions was town offices, et cetera, operating. Most of them are still functioning. However, they are saying anybody that can do stuff online should try to do it. It's that much less risk. A lot of the towns have that service, so why not utilize it?
And a lot of residents don't.
Yeah, Dalton's got most of, pretty much everything online. Good idea to use it if you can.
But your point is that a lot of people don't have
A lot
the
of
ability to
residents don't
access
have internet service at their house. A lot of people don't have smartphones.
If they don't, then they'll have to come in and do business regularly, but there's more and more and more that do. Pretty much all of our meetings have been on the computer today, and we've been able to communicate with pretty much every agency without,
Yeah, they had one in
Going
Manchester, Department of Motor Vehicles, person tested positive, so they closed Manchester down for 4 days.
I don't think it grew today, it's been growing by about 4 or 5 every day, but it seems to be hovering around
Spectrum has offered to
17.
give school kids free internet for those that don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna
I don't
good.
do
either.
that, that's gonna be pretty, if you don't have
If you don't have
internet
a
running
computer,
by your
why
house.
bother having the internet?
I'm not sure Dish is gonna come out and put up a satellite link for a student, so I don't know how that's gonna work. There's still a lot of discussion now. One of the groups that was at the meeting tonight was all the SAUs of all of the local school districts. And they've still got some issues to work out. They're in constant discussion this whole entire week trying to figure out how this is gonna work.
School buses are gonna probably deliver meals to the
Yep.
kids that had the hot meal program.
And the county sheriff has offered also.
Yep.
To help with that.
Well,
The sheriff's
Yes.
department was at the meeting tonight. They've offered their services also.
The big problem is the kids with IEPs and one-on-one aids and how they're gonna help those children.
It's coming together, but there's a lot of things that
the other thing
hasn't
that,
worked out yet.
if someone calls that needs medication picked up or grocery shopping, the fire department people said that they would do it when they got out of work. We won't pay for it, but, I mean, we wanna get reimbursed, I don't think anybody has the money to go, but for
The service
anybody who
itself will be
has a
free.
compromised immune system, any elderly person that can't, if they call the town office, refer them to Ron, and, I mean,
Should that be posted on the website?
Yes, it is going on the website.
May I read this?
Yes,
We all know what,
yeah, it is going on the website.
But there are several elderly people that do not wanna go out and get exposed, so.
right. So let me just read this so we have it. I would like to ensure the residents of Dalton that as fire chief, health officer, and EMD, I am communicating and working with state and local officials in response to the COVID-19 virus. State and local agencies, along with emergency services from Dalton, continue to monitor this ongoing situation. The select board is being updated as changes arise. There is no confirmed cases that we know of in Coos County at this time. A regional command structure has been enacted to communicate and receive and offer assistance to local communities. The sharing of information and resources will benefit all communities. I will do my best to update the residents of Dalton as this ongoing situation changes. Please understand that please understand the situation is at times changing hourly. Residents experiencing an emergency should call 911 as usual. Residents needing non-life-threatening assistance or residents with questions should call 616-6130. Do you want to add a note to that about helping to pick up groceries or medicines if somebody is immunocompromised?
We can do that.
And isn't 211 also being used?
Yes, they are.
Yes, yeah, that's more of a resource to get questions and different things.
Right.
Yeah, so
That
they're probably
should be
better
added
to-
that too.
Yeah, if they need direct assistance, they're probably better at a local level.
Yeah,
Um,
and then he's got sharing facts about COVID-19. So,
We did have a meeting and we've set up protocols within our department to deal with this. Obviously, if anybody's showing symptoms, we have a procedure that we're gonna have to use to go in and deal with these people and protect ourselves from being exposed, which is basically gowns and masks, etc. A lot of this stuff's going to be, if the symptoms are minor, realistically, you're probably gonna wind up talking to your doctor and you're probably gonna wind up staying home.
Shelter-in-place.
They don't want the influx of people going to the hospitals for every little thing. The people that'll be transported are probably gonna be the people with the respiratory issues.
yeah. And some places are doing drive-by testing. I don't know if
Yes,
they've gone to
and
that.
they're working on something in this area to be able to do that. Another work in progress. It's mind-boggling, I mean, where it's gone within a short time. The question is, how long is it gonna keep going? I see a big financial impact out of this whole thing to all these communities and, you start shutting down restaurants and hotels and boy,
Oh, I know,
that's some serious decisions there.
yeah. I mean,
Financially, that's gonna be big.
And there are a lot of people in this area who are hourly
Oh,
employees.
absolutely,
And have no-
absolutely.
And,
Hey,
law
please.
enforcement's even on, they're taking like any minimal, like minor accidents and such. They're taking like by phone calls,
Yep.
and stuff like that, and pictures, like letting the.
I believe the protocol for the EMS transport is already changing. They just wrote a whole protocol where there will only need to be one EMS provider in a truck and the other person can be just a driver to aid in getting more trucks out on the road. Lancaster's committed 6 ambulances to it. Whitefield's got 2, I believe Grafton's got 3. So they're gearing up.
What about the, was it Tavares or however you pronounce it? I think, don't they have 2 or those?
They got some wheelchair vans.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe they're involved in this at this point, but certainly that may be a consideration. If somebody is in a wheelchair that needs to go and they're not critical, that may be a realistic way of dealing with it, certainly. Like I said, one of the goals is to try to keep the people that aren't critical actually away from the hospitals, keep them quarantined and away from the hospitals and deal with it at home. They don't want to have a big influx in the hospitals. Littleton, I don't believe, and they got into that tonight, Weeks does have a protocol, but it doesn't sound like they have isolation per se, where Littleton has 3
Built a
isolation
whole
rooms.
separate room for
Yeah.
isolation.
So they actually have a room that's completely isolated once they get you in there.
I know
Until
they
they,
closed down and forced off visitors and.
yeah, all the nursing homes are shut down, there's no visitation
Their isolation is
there.
a room that has pressurized air.
Yeah,
I don't know, Lancaster has one of those, is what he's saying.
I believe I heard tonight that the nursing homes, for the most part, are gonna start bringing the patients to the door if it's a transport, to cut down on the travel through the nursing homes and being outside.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, so that could be, I don't know. So I guess we'll just keep following it. I'll try to keep you guys all updated. I did offer the building as a resource if need be. Jefferson and Dalton are unique in that we have ex-school buildings that could support
command center.
quite a few people if we needed to do that, so.
And how about your command center computer? We haven't gotten that upgraded yet, right?
Yeah, I got my laptop that's,
Okay.
I'm using and whatever, and that works
You
good.
know, we were gonna run the cable so you
Yeah.
get on a new server and.
And actually, we have internet in the vehicle if need be.
Well, I guess that comes, do you wanna have us go back and have certified run that cable now? Or
No.
you still wanna?
You guys will,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're good.
good.
I
this
think
won't
we're good.
happen like right off.
We may get the computers sooner now because of everything's gotten screwed up in their schedule, and they actually may be able to move us up, but right now, we're scheduled for May
Yeah, we should.
for the laptop
And-
and for Ron's new computer.
And did I see so there are a couple things, I wanna move to kind of the nuts and bolts of meeting and running the town. I mean, I think you've got a good handle on the emergency services aspect, and thank you.
I think at this
I
point,
appreciate it.
we're under control. We'll keep track of the town. We may
Going
go out and
some
check on
PPE.
some of our older people that have some medical issues. We're gonna try to
Mhm.
As everybody knows,
check up
there's a
on them and make
shortage
sure
on
everybody's
masks
doing
and
okay.
gowns and.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I think
nationwide.
I think I found a source for some PPE, so,
Okay,
follow up with that and whatever, so.
okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's,
Yeah,
who would have guessed?
well, I know, and it's just happened, I mean, I look at what happened in Italy so
Who
rapidly.
would have guessed?
Because they didn't take it serious. In
Yeah,
the beginning, they did not take it serious.
I know, I mean, I think this seems extreme, but I think it's better to be safe than try to forestall it.
And the ones who do survive it lose anywhere from 20 to 30% of their lung functions.
Who
That's
have
what
the
they're,
real, the bad disease, the, ooh,
Yeah.
yikes.
that's what
People
they're
do.
finding out in China right now.
It attacks your respiratory system big time.
So,
No, what about the mild cases?
the mild cases, they seem to, the young people are coming out of it. It's the people who have survived, the elderly, they're losing, they can hardly walk without being out of breath.
Yeah,
So it's not something,
no, it's not something to,
Nobody really knows. I mean, you look at it and I say, I'm 60 and I feel like I'm healthy, so maybe I'm okay on that
but
end.
there was a kid
But
that
then
was
I'm-
under 18
I'm
that got
60, so that makes me
diagnosed
old, so am I okay on that? It just, who knows?
today.
Yeah,
There
who
was
knows?
an 18-year-old under
Right on that
18
line.
that was diagnosed today in New Hampshire
well, and there've been some younger people
that are
that have
carriers.
had, that have been on ventilators too, so it's not absolute. So in terms of, I think there are kind of two avenues I want to talk about. One is just public meetings, and then the other is town business. So in terms of public meetings, there's some update from the New Hampshire Municipal Association that was dated today. It was out there this morning. It may have changed, or it may change by tomorrow. And it has to deal with the right to know law and emergency meetings and board attendance, because somebody on a board can participate remotely if there's a quorum present in person, and everybody can hear the person remotely. So with the select board, one of us could participate remotely, as long as two of us were here. I think those rules, my sense is that may change going forward, and there's some definition about emergency, which is typically like a serious weather event and damage and things like that. So this is all in flux, but I know, I think as a board, we're all committed to being open and transparent.
The other issue Dalton has is the internet here.
Yeah,
We don't have a Zoom account, or we don't have Skype, so,
so I think there's some free Skype services, because I've used them before.
well, how
But then
many
it's people being able to access them and getting the word out so that they could,
What about Facebook? Just about everybody has Facebook, and you can do a live video, and people can comment on it, and it's instant, and you can read their question or whatnot, and you can respond to it. I know not everybody has Facebook, but I mean, it's another
Yeah.
avenue.
that's a good point, because I have a Facebook account, but I rarely go into it, so I'm not an expert on Facebook.
All of our
but-
meetings have been on Zoom, seems to be
Yeah.
the common one.
maybe the town of Dalton should have a Facebook, just the town of Dalton.
And maybe just for the situation.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
for the
the-
ones that don't have it or don't have internet, maybe you could post what went on in comments and such, and then give a week or something time in this kind of instant for somebody to get the information, read it, reply with whatever opinion they have or input, and then at the next meeting, you can review it if you're still in the circumstance, so everybody has a chance that has or does not have internet, if that's something that's feasible or.
Well, I mean, I think we might be, but we have to post minutes.
Yeah,
There
I
are rules
understand.
about posting minutes,
I
draft
understand
minutes and things, so.
You can still post them, but you could possibly have it posted and then, you know, extend any additional comments or something, you know, for it, or I'm not sure how you go about it.
Yeah,
but-
depending on the issue.
Right,
Or they can just email the Board of Selectmen their question.
Yeah, so,
Well, I think if you look at, when we go to meeting every other week again, I think that one of the major things that needs to get done is sign the checks.
yes,
So, and then I think that's the only thing that requires a physical presence of at least two people.
right. But we can't have meetings that are not public.
Right, no.
And talk about business, and there may be issues that come up, but we've got some things going on.
Right, so, but I think that's the only thing that requires a physical presence if we were able to get a Zoom account.
And if the right to know laws are relaxed enough so that we could do that, because right now they aren't.
And certified, I think you have the papers, they offered a different playlist or something, I can't remember the name, that they would set up for remote, not virtual, for private network.
Oh,
If we
VPN.
wanna work from home.
For like, right, for like, yeah,
We're all gonna learn something out of this.
Hey, I have, I'm one of those guys that went to meetings in person and you don't talk on the phone, you don't play on the computer, but I've had to learn.
and you have 8-year-olds that can change
Oh.
the laptop.
Those are who you ask to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the younger they are, the more they know about it.
I thought I'd seen something
Unless
like
they know
that,
about
but I
it.
don't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it was an email, did you, maybe it didn't
Not a
get
very
printed
good
out, was it
concept.
an email from you?
I know I sent it. I know I forwarded it on to you, but I thought I had printed it, at least for me to print.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, okay, so this is the response from, Katie. Because I had asked about, being able to VPN into the server if people can't or aren't comfortable coming to work. We can set up a remote access program called Splash Talk if people need to access their office systems from their home computers. A VPN won't work because you can't run programs over a VPN, parentheses, it compromises bandwidth to a point where it would be intolerable, in parentheses, and because viruses from home computers can travel over VPNs. Interesting. Let me know if you want to look into getting Splash Talk set up for certain people. Okay, the chief system and your laptop are still scheduled for early May. However, we have had to make some adjustments, so in schedule, so she's trying to get those jobs moved up. And let me forward this to
What's
everybody.
the cost to set up these accounts?
for that.
She didn't provide that information.
I think
Well,
we
I
need to
think
know
in
that
their service
information.
agreement,
Right,
there's an hourly rate for things that they
Yeah,
do
but
that
I can't see,
are
because if
outside
it's
of the
Buster's not
school.
here, we don't need to know that stuff. Right, I mean,
I'm sorry,
if the town offices aren't open, I mean, there's no point in having remote access if there's nobody here. If people come in and.
This is for us to do our work from home,
Right.
Right, but most of it's like printing checks and doing other stuff.
but I was just gonna say, I can lock my door and I'm the only one there, so there's no reason I can't come in and work.
Okay.
And then there's Jesse and Eldora.
Right, and they typically conduct their business with
Well-
people.
Right. And Doris for the library. And a lot of libraries are closing, although I think that's crazy when that's one place you can get the internet.
I think that's.
But she could limit who comes in or not. So I don't see a big need for us to access from home
Okay.
unless one of us gets sick or unless
All
there's
this
something has to be
problem.
quarantined, but
And then at that point, we
at
could
that
deal
point
with
you'd have to deal with it. I mean, because I can, you said David came in to drop something off today and he couldn't believe the door was unlocked, but I always leave my door unlocked if I'm there.
Yeah.
But I could start locking it. So that people have to, I can open the window.
Okay. So at this point, I think in terms of the business of the town will continue. I did have an inquiry from the zoning board over the weekend, asking about our policy on meetings given this, because they have a meeting on Thursday, and I said we should have more clarity tonight. And I think we decided they would just cancel this month's meeting and meet in a month. We've got a conservation commission meeting tomorrow,
We're under 10 people.
unless, it's a public meeting, more people could come. But I think if you,
If more than 10 people come, then we'll probably call it, but very rarely do we have that many people at a conservation meeting.
okay. And, I think the social distancing tonight is a good thing, just in terms of practicing it as we go forward. I mean, that's,
6 feet. Okay.
Don't cut it, not one bit. Not to pick on John, but John's been down to the big house, and there's a lot of people hanging out down there. And I've seen him cough a couple times tonight, and I've heard other people cough tonight, not picking on anybody. But I'm like, gee, do I want to stay away from him? Do I want to stay away from Christine? Do I want to stay away from, do I want, we're all the same way. We're not picking on anybody. We're all like, gee, we're very cautious on where have you been, where haven't you been,
Can I ask one favor, if you guys change your mind and decide not to meet, could you email selectmen@townofdalton.com?
Yeah, do we have that emails now? I guess, we spoke
If
about that.
you do it to select.
You have your
I know.
emails, and I started to send you out a notice of what they are and where they are today, and I got interrupted and I didn't get back to it, so
Do you
I've got it
have
in
a
my
copy
minutes.
of it right now, or can you just tell it? I can write it down so we can,
I don't know them off the top of my head.
you don't have it with you?
No, I'd have to go back into the office again, so I can try and do that maybe before the meeting's over and get it for you.
But could you guys email?
Certainly.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You check your, does it?
I check it all the time.
Yeah, okay.
because we're just, we've just upgraded the server and emails, and so it's in process. You could say, like, Ron doesn't have his emergency computer yet. And if we had the laptop that's arriving in May, you'd be able to look it up for her and send an email, but we're getting there. It's just slower than,
Yeah, I just have to remember to bring the right papers with me, I can't bring the whole office with me.
Hey, we're all human, I forget stuff all the time.
I'm sorry?
I said we're all human, I forget things.
Yeah, and we're just, I'm finding that things take more time than I think they should sometimes.
That doesn't get better.
And I work slower than I used to.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on, we'll rely on the New Hampshire Municipal Association in terms of guidance on meetings. For now, the state, I know the president just announced late this afternoon about the 10 people or fewer. We've got 10 right now, so.
I think some of it just boils down to common sense and who do you trust, I guess, and
Where are your travels with them?
you kind of have to, as long as you know the people, I guess, and I don't know, I'm not convinced there's any 100% answer to it, believe me.
And I think it's easy to feel
It
like
just
we're
isn't.
remote enough up this far north. But,
What party's next morning?
hi,
We're back to.
uh-oh, we're over 10 now.
Uh-oh.
We've been talking about COVID-19 and plans and things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, all right. So you're probably looking to be sworn in.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I think I sent all those back to you, Tina. Do we have, I think we're through with COVID, right? We're just
Yes.
19, we're. Thank you for coming in.
Tina.
Do you have your driver's license
No.
with you? Okay. So we'll need that for the signature for the account.
Okay.
Yep. Is that still in that pile, or does Tina have it?
I think Tina has the bank statement, actually, I don't think it's the boxes here.
You have to read that out
You
loud
have,
to all
yeah,
of
read
us.
it out loud to all of
Oh.
us, yep.
Oh, wonderful.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's a small group, it's okay. I, Ernie J. Hannaford, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as trustee of trust funds of Dalton, New Hampshire for 3 years, according to the best of my abilities, agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire. So help me God, this I do under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Okay. And then there's also your address and phone number and information down below.
Okay.
16th. And that's Joe Beth, and then you just, right there.
Okay. So, you're having the third sign right there, where it's highlighted below there.
All right, I think Joe Beth has to write down your license.
Yeah.
Here's the book, hold the door open the other way. And it had ordinance on it. Yeah. We wanted that in the very front.
the fire department one.
There you go. All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
So under old business, do you know if we have any ordinance on dogs listed for the town?
I don't know.
Because it was suggested that we maybe talk to, I think Lori in Littleton PD. She has a letter that she sends out for dog complaints to the owner of the dog. And if they don't comply with, then the state police will get involved. Right now, that dog complaint is a town issue. So I don't know.
Is that like a leash complaint, a noise complaint, or?
No, the dog complaint.
It's a dog, a leash, I would say it's leash and noise and,
Destructive
Destructive
behavior on somebody
behavior.
else's property.
yeah.
I do believe there was a leash law in this town.
Is there?
Yes, we do. It's been, we've had a leash law in the town of Dalton for many years.
So I
Most
thought-
most people don't abide by it, but there is a leash law in the town.
We should check that.
John Dahl would be the one to ask, because he was your last dog catcher.
Well, the town needs to know if we have an ordinance or not. We need to find it.
Where would town laws be?
There is a binder of, policies,
But that's not a policy, though.
It's an ordinance.
it's an ordinance.
And I saw a book the other night she had that was wedging the door from locking. And I thought it was green, and in there was a bunch of ordinance.
I'll talk with Jesse.
And you can also
Tomorrow,
talk
plan.
to Littleton to see their letter. She said,
Well, I can, what we would have to adopt it as our own before we could use it.
yeah, but you can get the letter and
Oh, yeah.
it has all the regs and rules and stuff in it, what your dog can and
No.
cannot do and what.
Is that Littleton's dog person?
That's Littleton's Police Department,
That what they people do?
is what I was told by state police to talk. They have a very good, actually a resident of Dalton, who is also, they have a very good dog letter.
Okay.
And is it Lori, what do you,
Littleton PD, she's just the
Just said
secretary
Lori.
administrative,
okay.
so I think
Well, I'll
you,
just call them, I'll sure they'll get me the right person or have them call me back.
so we can address that dog issue. Which is not the dog's fault.
It's the owner's fault.
It is, I'm
Yeah.
rooting for the dog.
Okay. We also need, by the end of the month, to make a decision on, COLAS. So we had talked about possibly having, New Dimensions come and do an assessment of how we have QuickBooks set up.
Yes,
And to look at setting up payroll on QuickBooks, and that will inform our decision. Shall we proceed with that?
oh, definitely.
Okay.
You wanted to have her just come in and talk with me this week?
I think that would be a step. I mean, if we wait until next week to talk to us, it's just gonna delay it further.
Can Tam meet with him since she's the one that uploads it right now?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, if it's a time, Tina, if you give me enough, heads up, I can try to get over here.
Are you adding Intuit to that as well, where you're writing checks here?
We, right now, it's, because of the previous setup, because we have the previous admin assistant, the tax collector and the town clerk were all the same person. We had a municipal accountant actually printing the checks, just because you have to have check and balances, you can't have somebody that can, have access to all of that. So the system, because Tina was interim, we left that system in place. So we have a system where we are printing the checks, but COAS is administrating that for us.
Well, I was just asking like where QuickBooks is, like we use Intuit, because we do our own checks at home as well, so that's another cost if you're to consider as well, like, when you're doing that, just to keep in consideration.
Mhm.
And there's
Yeah,
a fee for each employee that you have on there, and then, you know, like the checks and all that as well, so.
I think we do our town checks, but we have somebody else do our payroll.
Right.
And then,
But we're talking about maybe bringing the payroll in.
Yep, but
Do it.
that's why I was mentioning the Intuit, so
Yeah,
you can do all of that with that, so.
yeah.
and on that, when we talk to them, it'd be interesting to find out an additional cost of potentially, maybe administer a 401K for full-time employees. Because right now, when I spoke with the highway department, they were talking about that they, actually, they don't have retirement.
Right.
I mean, that's a big expense. But they definitely were interested in potentially a 401K if, you can find out who's that would be.
Do they want one now? Right at this moment with
No, but if we're gonna put somebody for payroll, that's like, because you said basically our payroll's simple because there's no 401K. But if we were gonna have somebody new coming in, we could kind of find out what that would
Because we're
pay.
not part of, we don't have a retirement plan.
Right.
So a 401K, I mean, there are different levels. I mean, you could have a payroll system, my understanding, this needs to be verified, that would handle the pre-tax deductions for
Right, right.
401K. I don't think we want to handle management of a
No.
401K.
Right,
They would
right,
have to find their
right.
own financial administrator.
Well, I think you have to give them a choice of approved providers. I don't think they could just go to anybody. that-
Okay.
It's just something to look into, it
Yeah.
just came up. Just
And I'm
gotta-
trying to think, my,
And the other thing, I believe it would be a payroll deduction and the town would send the checks to the 401K provider, i.e. just to prevent an employee doing a tax-free withdrawal and then not putting it where it belongs.
right.
But, yeah, there are some strict rules on.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I know
weird,
that.
because I don't think we want to be managing the relationship.
No, but it'd be
401K.
interesting if they were already kind of doing it, trying to find out, pick their brains, see what's involved.
Right.
What works
Who is
for-
already doing those?
The accountants probably do
Which
payroll,
accountants?
the ones we're talking to, that are gonna come in and see how much,
New Dimensions?
yes.
I don't think they do that part of it.
Find out.
Yeah.
We can ask them if they have,
Yeah.
because they do handle payroll for some
Mhm.
entities, so.
So that's the biggest issue we would have, is we would have that gap in payroll, that's the thing that we need to take care of.
Yeah.
I know
We're
some
not offering
companies,
that now where we have
Right.
payroll outsourced, I mean. be
some
nice to be-
companies do, like with their 401K, like PAC 2000 Lancaster, they have a 401K organization that comes in and they have a company meeting and they bring in all their portfolio information and review it and tell you all the different plans that you can do. So
Mhm.
that's maybe something you can consider. I don't know if you know anybody at PAC, or you can reach out to them. But they had it really good. And then are you doing a company contribution as well, a matching?
We haven't really had a discussion or a vote to authorize it, so this is just a kind of an out of
Exploratory.
the blue.
Yeah.
It's exploratory.
Right, well, I'm just asking to see where you were, maybe
Yeah.
doing what you're doing.
I mean, at this point, we have not budgeted any, town copay or town contribution to that.
We'd have to go to a meeting, to
Yeah.
vote for the town.
Okay, so that's another good point to ask and see if they have resources and.
So, the next police department,
Yes.
have we sent a letter? Do we need to propose a letter, see if John will come in and meet with the board, or how are we gonna do this again?
So I think we should, and I think we should specify some of the questions that we have.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that,
there are a lot of loose ends.
yeah, we need to,
So,
have it transition without things, there's obviously case paperwork that he has to turn over to, or somehow keep, I don't know what his rules are for town, but.
so in terms of a letter, I mean, we need to just, inform him of the warrant article outcome. I think also just thank him for his service.
Which he does know, because he talked with the reporter.
Yeah. And then some of the
So we need
specific,
to make it formal as
Oh,
well.
I know, I
Right.
know.
and then, I mean, I think it would be good if he would come in and talk to us. And some of the things that I can think of are, equipment inventory.
Yeah. I've had people ask me about confiscated weapons that he's taken, will they get them back now? I have no idea, not my,
And how we handle that. Do we need to have a joint meeting with John and with somebody from the state police?
We could ask.
Like I said, I would think that would be helpful because they would know questions to ask and could set up a meeting to maybe better handle the transition. Because obviously there's a lot of it that's confidential that we shouldn't know about.
Correct, and we won't know about, that's what I'm saying, that
Yeah,
has
but that's
to
why
be
I think
turned
we
over
need
to
all
law
the-
enforcement
Need all the
somewhere.
parties together at least to start with. I mean, it goes back to him wanting to sell some of the weapons, but he never gave us information on inventory or estimated value or any of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works either. I mean, I don't think the town can sell weapons and not do background checks.
Right.
I don't know the laws on that either, so I mean, I don't know if John can sell them without, where he's law enforcement, or,
But on
So
behalf of
that's
the-
something to ask when we put them together.
Right, and you probably want an independent assessment of the value too.
yeah.
You probably talk to Josh at Village Gun, 'cause he's a Dalton resident. He'd give you an idea of the process. You know Josh?
I do.
Okay, so we have the equipment inventory, confiscated weapons. What about all the paperwork for like the sex offender crimes and things like that I know he tracks and
He would have to turn that over to another agency.
to the state police, but we need to just facilitate and make sure that that happens.
Yeah, we also need to know that whether we post it on the website about pistol permits. I think people can still get that. I've heard that we won't be able to, but we will. Pistol permits. We will take the applications, they will be sent to Troop F, where the backgrounds will be done. It'll go through a sergeant and then sent back to the town.
And the selectmen can sign it.
Huh?
And the select board can sign them, I believe.
Yes. If they have no criminal record, then they just get back that and then, but if they do, then it goes to one of the sergeants. They do all the rest.
And if they're not going out of New Hampshire, they really don't even need one.
No, but everybody still wants one to travel where we're on Vermont line. And a lot of people still want those,
No, I know.
so.
Okay, and within the equipment inventory, we also have the vehicle too.
Yeah,
So probably needs to come back here to the parking lot.
yeah.
And then, my understanding is his office needs a lot of work in terms of
Did
cleaning
you
up.
see the
I have
ceiling?
not seen it, so,
Well, you saw the picture of the ceiling.
yes.
It needs work to be cleaned and paper, I mean, it's to hollow the floor.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, it just,
but I think that, you know, so
But
we're gonna have to
whoever
work
did-
with John to clean up and have it
To make sure the
transitioned.
files get transitioned, yeah.
Yeah, I do not think anybody should go in there until John has dealt
no,
with
no,
state police.
and I think that's why we need everybody together and
Yeah.
agree on a procedure, which is probably the state police and John. who and
And
maybe
once that's
some,
done, then I think the ceiling should be, well, we also have to talk to Kyle about the cluster fly problems, which could be coming from where the ceiling leaked in there. I mean, they're bad in there. They are really bad.
Yeah,
and then you also might need to change the lock.
well, and will the state police need an office to use?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
but it'll just be an office where they can meet people in
They
town.
actually use it now. I haven't seen it very often, but I had come in, introduced myself on his first day to Dalton, happened to be when I first started.
okay,
So, yeah, they use the local police departments.
okay. And we have the contract with the state police, and,
Yes, which we need to.
which we need to
Well,
finalized, but we probably can't until we get the transition plan.
well, I think you need to have, well, I think you need them here to talk about the contract and all other pieces.
Right, because in terms of dollars and start time and all of that. Who's the contact person for the contract that would be the best state police person to come in?
Sergeant Victor Muzzy. He's on,
Yeah, give it his name,
Yeah.
all these people.
it's Victor Muzzy.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you wanna coordinate that for us?
So I will try, excuse me, is this something that's, a personal legal type issue where it should be in a non-public meeting, or?
That's a good question,
I would say it'd be personnel.
yeah.
I know that there'd be a lot of confidential discussion, I'm sure, with contract terms and everything else.
Right.
Which would mean you might have the meeting at a non-regular meeting time. It might, I don't know
Posted.
what times they're available.
So maybe we could post it and have it before our regular meeting.
I know, but I will ask all those questions and.
Do you have flexibility, like go for one of our regular
Mhm.
meetings to come like it?
Depends on how soon it is. My schedule's changing in April to doing nights and days and 11 to 7. So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
11 PM or 11 AM?
11 p.m. I'm
Ooh,
gonna do a few nights. Like 3 to 11, and then there's 7 to 3, so. If it's in March, we're good. I'm still in 7 to 3, but.
well, it'd be nice to,
No, we can start the meeting at 5:30 or 6, change the meeting start time.
I think we should leave it around at least an hour.
I would say at least an hour, yeah. So are you comfortable if I write a letter to John outlining, so far I have equipment and vehicle inventory, confiscated weapons, transfer to the state police of items such as sex offender files and pistol permit files and other law enforcement files?
I don't think you can have those files, so.
No. Well, it's transferred to the state police, so the process
And you
for,
actually might not transfer them, they might still do it in Dalton,
okay.
but the police, state police would have control over them. And I don't know that, that's
No.
part of the discussion.
But maybe you should just,
Maybe we should just make it more general then.
yeah, because I believe those will be turned over to the next law enforcement and, you know, it is public that they're sex offender, but I don't know if it's public about some of the other stuff that are in their files,
Right,
so.
right. So, transfer of files to the state police and just be very broad.
We'll transfer the operation.
For the operations. Thank you.
And who, because unfortunately John hasn't getting back to me, I'll try and call him instead of emailing him or writing him, but, who sets the meeting, who gets filed on time and date, and, because obviously we gotta get at least two together, state police and John,
Right.
and I'm assuming at least two of you. So that's 4 people.
I would call,
State police first.
I would call state police and ask for Sergeant Muzzy and ask about setting up and what's convenient for him and.
And give us some clues on how to do it, because he's done it before.
Exactly.
And then have options,
Yeah.
times and options. So, should I draft something on behalf
Yes.
of the board?
Yep.
And then you'll set it up, you'll set, I'll just notify John and
You
then,
know, just mention that, you know, we will hopefully be meeting with state police and would like them to be here for the transition.
right. And are you comfortable with me drafting it and sending it out for our next meeting?
Yes.
Okay. And do we have a
I've
motion?
heard all over how we've not notified him, but we have not met, so.
But if he picked up his mail, there's a letter in his mailbox that says we had about the warrant article, and obviously before the meeting.
Yeah.
So part of it's his fault.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying,
I don't know.
I know, but
we just
but we
need to
wanna
notify
be
him.
be respectful.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
no,
Okay. All right, so this week I will get that drafted and send it to you, and you can,
yeah.
do you have his email? Does he have an email?
I do, but I don't know,
If he gets it.
he has not contacted me via email for some time. And he used to do it all the time, so. Which is why I mailed him by snail mail a couple of times.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do both.
All right. Okay, good. So, in terms of, we've been talking about the election results, and if you write in an election results, I mean, I don't know that there's much we can do with those other appointments. I know that there's a note here that from Jesse that the board will need to appoint an auditor. Because we created the position of a town auditor in 2015. And yet, but the reality is that the supervisor, the checklist, appoints the auditor. It's not an election. I checked with NHMA. So we can't do anything about that. We should probably let Kathleen Fountain know so she can appoint an auditor.
You want me to contact her or?
Could you?
So where she was on the checklist, shouldn't she be deputy sworn in again for another, is she, yeah,
She should, because we've got,
somebody in the next meeting?
and we have some others in that pile too, of other people to be sworn in.
Were they contacted to be here? No?
I didn't, I don't know if Jesse
So
did
maybe
or
we should
not.
send out, you didn't get,
Nobody contacted.
so maybe we should send out and tell them.
No, Jesse just handed, it was on my desk when I came in. Yeah, I can.
Call them or just
Because
say,
they can go to Jesse and have her do it, or they can come here.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really care as long as we
Yeah.
get the rest of them in here to do their,
Yeah. And then the checklist positions, I think, are the supervisor or moderator. I believe, I haven't verified that.
Don't you have it emailed from?
I asked NHMA about the auditor position, but I did not ask about the supervisor position. The moderator position, yeah, I mean the checklist positions.
I think the supervisor appoints them, because she appointed her husband last year.
That's what I thought.
So I think she appoints her own,
okay.
but I have to double check it.
Yeah.
But I'll check with her, because I know she will.
Yeah. And just if you could ask her about the auditor. I think on the write-ins, it was one per write-in.
And I don't believe we have any write-ins for the auditor, do we?
I don't.
I thought I had stuck that in this.
I didn't print it out.
Well, I did, and I think I thought it was in this book, but it's not, so it's in the other book in my bookcase. And it has a list of all the write-in candidates, so that
It's on the front door. When you walk in, it's on the front door when you walk in.
Yeah, I know, and I've seen it, and I just didn't, I thought about printing it at home, and then I thought, oh, I bet we'll have a copy in our packet, so.
Do you have the state police contract?
I didn't see it. Did you even know?
I thought we printed it.
Yeah, we printed it, I have it.
The copyright in there you talking about?
I
No,
think I-
state police.
I have a copy of it.
We're gonna need to do that.
Yeah, it's Victor Muzzy. Okay.
I know I printed it too, but apparently not.
Oh, I think it goes slow.
That's all the way in.
So there were a number of write-ins for auditors, but they all had one vote. So there was Pamela Swan, Chelsea Miller, Kathy Barden, Rose Carter, Kim Doolin, Barbara Odell, Ruth Duval, Brian Parks, and Christine Wiener.
So if they didn't get elected, but
So I
Kathy Miller.
Isn't Bob O'Dowd an accountant?
I believe so.
So I could give that list to Kathleen Fountain,
Mm-hmm.
so she could pick from that
Right.
and pick one and start with one, and she gets one that says yes.
Right, and I'm not sure that it has to be appointed from the
I
write-ins.
don't believe it does, but
Yeah, I mean, if Barbara Odell is an accountant, she'd be a good
yeah.
person to be an auditor if she would do it. You can't, it'd be a conflict of interest. She can't, it would be a conflict of interest.
You can make that list shorter, I don't wanna be the auditor. I do not wanna be the auditor, we can make that list shorter.
Okay,
My guess is most of them on the list don't wanna be.
so that's Christine Reader. Yeah.
But I'll
Yeah.
talk with Kathleen and tell her I have the list write-ins and see how she wants to go.
Yeah, would Rose Carter consider it?
I'm not gonna bring her in, I sucked her into the last little episode, so.
Probably should give her a break. Which reminds me though, we do need a transition plan for all the trustee things, for the new trustees of the trust funds.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten hold of the Doolins yet to see if they have that flash drive.
Okay,
There should be 2 flash drives and a hard drive, I was told.
And a hard drive.
Yes. So there, and I think we should ask Jessie, maybe she locked it in the safe over there.
Maybe.
We need to ask. But according to Doris, who did it last before the Dolans, there were 2 thumb drives and a hard drive that listed the trustees, the entire trustees account.
Right, each trustee was supposed to have had a flash drive.
So I don't know if they were given to the Dolans and they just forgot to give them back, or,
I thought I would look up a phone number. I figured that was something I wanted to talk with them about, not email, so, and I didn't get that done yet.
but ask Jessie just to make sure that she
Yeah, I'll
didn't
check
put them
with
in a
Jessie.
safe place. I mean, they might just be locked up in the safe and we just didn't know that.
for the 3 trustees, things should be in much clearer than they were a few months ago regarding the trust funds.
Well, you've got all three now, so I guess if we could get a meeting when they could get together, I could see if Rosemary could meet with them at that time.
That'd be great.
So if the three of you can
Let's see,
talk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be okay.
My schedule's pretty
What?
flexible.
5 people.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I was just saying it'd be the four of them, probably.
Well, Kip's on there too, so.
Pardon?
Kip's on there too, he signed papers,
Yeah, her husband. Rosemary.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
Yep,
so
Right.
there would be 5 people.
yep.
Just let us know what's convenient for them.
Yeah, like, my schedule's like pretty open and flexible, so.
Mine's wide open now that there's school closed, so not drivable.
Okay,
Morning, afternoon, evening?
Whatever's good for the Carters.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
All right, well, I'll talk with Rosemary and.
I think she works, so.
I've got your
probably-
email, so we can coordinate it hopefully via email.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you all for running and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
And condolences.
No, congratulations, you gotta stay positive here. Okay. So you got the contract back from the police?
Did you go over the Carberry one, or did we skip over that?
We did skip over it,
Because we started talking about the police thing and then,
yeah, and as I say, we've got,
no, it's
Full
still on the
agenda.
agenda.
Okay, so with the Carberry contract, I know we had a letter from Normandale.
Right, yes, and I guess I need permission to call him back and say, this is what Beatty's doing,
And then, because Beatty was a lot more cost effective,
a lot cheaper.
yeah.
So,
That's for trucking, I'm assuming.
Hmm?
That's for trucking.
Yes, yep. And what had happened is, there's an analysis of the various costs between NCES and Carberry, and also looking forward to when NCES is full, making sure we're in line as a town to make sure we have some place to take our waste. So that was a rationale with making a change. And
Is there a significant difference in the trucking rates of the two, or that did?
yes, there were. So we currently use Beatty, and that was quite a bit, as I recall. I don't have the number.
He
You could make
quoted,
figures.
he quoted $295 a load, and, when, during initial discussions, Norman Doe threw out $450 a load. And,
that's a big difference.
right, so now he wants to come back and make a formal, quote, so we're gonna give him that opportunity.
And was this like by the hour, the mile, or?
It's by miles.
By mile?
Yeah.
One half load.
It's the same
no
way we
matter
do it
which.
right now when
Yeah.
it goes to NCES. It, like, Viati right now, it's 188 to go to, Dalton.
Mhm.
And it's 295 to go to Carberry.
And those are the only two that you checked, or like, is there like waste management, is there a couple other ones, or is that like Whitings and Reno's, do they not do? No, okay.
They're taking the dumpster
Yep.
and doing it. And the other thing in the long range we wanted to look at was compacting
And Bailey,
and baling, but like for a compactor, you have to have different electrical service.
you have to, any phase 480.
So that's a bigger project where we wanna do a more in-depth
That, and they
cost
have to have
analysis.
liability insurance, we have to find out what.
And
their
what about,
liability-
what about a generator, just for the use of that, is that?
It's called a 3-phase inverter. You take double phase, which we have, and you put an inverter in, works fine. You don't need all that expensive
Yes,
stuff.
that's what
I'm an electrician, man.
Okay. Well, I know we've done that at work, because we put new equipment that need
Which
480.
is the other part of this thing
So we
was
might need to
that
have you work on a task force to look at
And
things
then,
like that.
they couldn't-
Bob was supposed to come in and, just to go over this with Bob and Kyle.
Yeah, because we've got the,
We need to do that, and I honestly think, in all fairness, that we should do that in a private meeting, because Bob does not need to be with 20 people.
well, and it's a personnel issue too in terms of.
So we need to set that up as well, so we can get this rolling.
Yep. And then we have to look at our certificate of insurance.
Correct.
And Bob came in today, he had marked, said 3 words before Jessie was there, make sure you're 6 feet back from her.
Yes, I know,
But
and,
Bob's email has not been working, and he just realized it, so we fixed that today, so hopefully he'll start getting it.
but Bob also said he would help us figure out what we needed for cement slabs, what we needed to,
Well, and I had emailed him like we talked about, you know, we need you to help us plan, help us do a transition, and let you know what's going on, type of letter. But he didn't get it, so.
okay, so maybe we can set
So
that up
hopefully that'll get set up.
too.
Is that going out for bid? I sell concrete too.
Well, that will be up to Bob.
I'm just asking this question.
I think that's
Is
a
it
great
going out to
idea,
bid?
but that's
Well,
gonna, if Bob is gonna be head of the dump, then,
Technically, it should go out to bid instead of like what the town did the last time they did something over to the dump. And they hired the town crew that was supposed to do that project on their time. And they ended up doing it on the town time and billing us for it and getting paid twice. And I have all that on record.
well,
Should go out to bid, but it was just
The
a
town
we
crew,
can't, we
the
can't
town
control,
crew shouldn't be doing any work for the town that should be going out to bid.
we can't control what the other board did, but we will look into it. We need to come up with a plan and a price and figure out what we can do.
So what are you talking about in terms of the concrete pad?
We were talking with Bob what size pad, where it would be, if we were to do a compactor, he was
Oh,
gonna help me
compactor, okay, yes.
put all of that stuff together and figure out what
What would be required?
size we need
Yeah.
for our town versus,
Right, and I
Right.
thought you were talking about the Carberry issue.
well, and he was supposed to come in and we were gonna talk about that too,
Yeah,
you know? But I understand, this whole coronavirus is just like,
we might have to have a virtual meeting with them.
we might.
On the Carver contract, because I wasn't here for previous meetings when you were discussing this, was this a, like, signed contract already, we're already using them? And you're looking for looking into the trucking right now, or?
So no, we've been talking about transitioning to using them, and the trucking is one piece of it, because it is a little bit further, it's about 35 miles further.
Yeah, no, it's,
In Bethlehem?
no, it's not, it's like, I think it's like 18 and then 36, it's about twice as far.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe I was thinking 36 round trip.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, so it's 18, which would
It's
be 36
18.
round trip.
Well, the miles doesn't matter, it's,
Okay,
it's
it-
188 right now to go to Bethlehem, and it would be 295 to go to Carberry.
Okay,
And then there's also the tipping fees. So the tipping fees for Carberry were $57 a ton for municipal waste and $57 a ton for construction debris, where we are currently paying $77 and change for municipal waste and $97 for construction debris.
Did you figure that out, what's the difference?
Yeah, so if you look like evenly, and if you look, right now the schedule was they're supposed to be picking up every 2 weeks. And it looked like there were like 6 loads of construction debris, and all told, we had 36 loads that went last year. So, if we kept it exactly the same, it would be about $1,000 cheaper to go to Carberry. So, and obviously, like Joe Beth said, is with the closing with Bethlehem, either in a year or 3 years, there's still a gap, even whether or not the landfill goes in, there's still a several year gap where there will be no capacity up here. So it's important to get in Carberry while they're accepting people.
Yeah, Bethlehem could accept them.
Well, right, just
Might-
based on,
Just for a
based on their,
statement, just for a statement, they can, there's room, and they can, if they really get their shit together, Bethlehem can continue bringing trash in. Not at the moment, but they're trying.
right, and I understand that, but based
Yeah,
on
you're
what
correct.
facts that we have right now,
They are gonna have a spot, like you're saying, it's gonna be a closed window, where we're gonna go with it. Where are we gonna go with it?
Right.
And that's what the discussion is about. You know,
Right, so
where
right
are we
now,
gonna
it's
go?
cheaper to go to Carberry, and we know that they have, at least 5 years of approved permitted. If they get phase 3 approved, that's another 32 years. So right now, they have 37 years worth of capacity, so there's no issue in the next 37 years.
Well, the town maybe, but in my case, I'm on the other side of the mountain. So my trash is, if I have to have my trash hauled that much farther, instead of it being $56 a month, it's gonna double that. Cause that guy ain't gonna travel that far with his truck. He's already told me this. To make that longer trip. He said he'll either go out of business and then somebody else will take over. And when there's only one of them, what do they do then?
We're talking about taking trash
Trash
from the
pickup.
transfer station to Carberry.
So if I bring mine to here, I have to do that. That's what I'm saying. Either
Right.
that or so I'm just saying, you know, not everybody's in the same situation. We all have a little different.
Well, right now, anybody that uses the transfer station, I don't think that that will change. So that's basically the scenario that we're looking at.
Okay. That's all.
And is the contracts, are they open to the public? For the-
They posted in the meeting minutes. I mean,
Okay, yep, I just asked, I haven't.
yeah, no, I mean, all the cost breakdown was in the last meeting minutes. And the contract with, you know, with all the rates that they quoted are in there. And that's pretty much, everything else is pretty much, you need to have insurance, you need to follow the rules.
And is the insurance any different than the price?
It's standard,
Yeah.
per their contract, it's standard
Standard.
New Hampshire state required for any.
Does anybody ask for negotiation? Price of price?
Well, I think $57 a ton is $20 a ton less for municipal waste and $40 less for construction and debris, so it looked pretty good.
But more on the trucking end, how much was?
Well, the trucking, that's what we're looking at. I mean, right now, we got a competitive quote from Biotti, who we're already using, so it's simply a matter of nothing changes except the truck goes to Carberry versus going to NCES. And so Norman Doe wants to bid on it, we're certainly interested in hearing from him.
Well, what I was saying on my side is, once Bethlehem does close,
Mm.
I still have to go to Carberry with mine, and the guy that takes my trash, going over there, which is,
Well, I don't know who takes your trash.
right, I'm just saying the guy, instead of the landfill, does it, I get another fella that does it out of Lancaster. Who's that trash guy? Wayno's.
Mm.
And if he says he's gonna go clear over there, he'll have to double his price.
Lancaster already goes to Carberry.
I'm saying this guy does it for me, I'm that far away.
Are you guys
But
gonna
as a
litigate, are you guys gonna
consumer-
litigate this all night, or are we gonna get on with the
Well, as a consumer,
agenda?
if it's cheaper for you to bring
I
the
mean,
bags to the
it's in the
transfer
minutes.
station versus pickup, I mean, that's your personal choice.
Read the minutes, it's in the minutes.
We're here and as
You're right.
residents and we can.
And they have an
ask for-
agenda,
we do
you're not on the
We're
agenda.
allowed to have
It's
time.
good to have.
It is, the Carberry
We're
contract
allowed-
is
Right,
on the agenda. so we
exactly, it's
can
been
ask
20
about it.
minutes now.
Doesn't matter how long, you can go on for hours, it's fine, we can ask
So
about it.
let's
Thank
not,
you, John.
we're having a discussion, and I think it's good to be able to talk about it and make sure that we understand. So that's what our rationale has been in terms of looking at it. And as I say, we're not ready to sign a contract yet, because we still have to fill in some pieces and make sure that we have all the personnel issues, the certifications that are required.
So I think where we stand now is we need Bob and or Kyle to come in so we can
Yep.
discuss this, sign the contract. We need the liability, we need to talk to Nuendo Trucking, is that?
Norman Doe, right, to see if he wants to put in a
Yeah, and
bid.
you said you were gonna take care of that.
I'll call them and,
Now, what do you mean liability?
It's a standard state of New Hampshire liability, so they require $1 million
A
coverage.
certificate of insurance?
Which
Yeah.
is probably with Primex already.
Yes.
Right, we just be switching it from NCES
Yeah,
to Carberry.
but they need a certificate, we can't just say,
Well,
Oh.
somebody was looking to put all those pieces and nobody had got to me, so are you ready now?
I think we need to start
Because
putting
I'm
the
not,
pieces
I don't
together.
know whether you can get the certificate of insurance before you get everything signed, but I can
I have,
double check with Primex, just make sure that it's just a matter of, once we get it, we do it.
because I think we have to have that in place when we sign the contract.
Yes. They won't sign the contract without it.
Right.
7, today at the most.
Mhm.
As long as people are at work. That's a big caveat in how if somebody's got.
Okay,
Yeah.
next.
Okay. So, we do have.
So, the next select board meeting is next Monday, and then we're gonna go back to every 2 weeks, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
So we're all on the same page on that.
yes.
So are you changing the 30th meeting date then? If you're going every 2 weeks, because that would make another one.
Yes, I don't have my calendar.
You have
make
two
sure
that are
the
back to
date's
back
right.
on your agenda.
Yeah, well,
Yes, so we will,
So we'll meet the 23rd and then the 6th.
which is the normal pay, the normal check week is next Monday, correct? So that's our regular meeting.
Normal, regular.
And
So you
then,
won't have a meeting the 30th, and you will meet the 6th.
correct.
can I just make, unless we have, a meeting to deal with, to meet with Bob and Kyle, we could do
And
that
all the
on.
police.
And the
all
police, so if those things come up on that, that might be a good day to have just those
Yep.
items that are going to be non-public session, but we'll post them, so. Since we're already used to coming every Monday.
Okay. And on the web, you're gonna go on there and do the zoning board, because they're not having a meeting, so you're gonna write.
I'm gonna go on and cancel that, or move it up to April. Just, we had talked about recycling and stuff. You gotta check in first. So now recycling, I just wanted, since we've been talking about that, to let you know.
And that's three copies of the same thing.
This is all the same invoice, I thought there were 3 different invoices.
No, it's just a
I was like,
copy.
well, that's
And at the
odd.
bottom is a copy of the check that we got.
Okay, so, right, so we're getting paid for it, even if it's still slightly.
Not a lot, but yeah.
Right, so we're not paying for it, so it's good.
Yeah.
That's the concern.
For the metals.
Right.
Good, good. Not much, but better than,
Paying.
right. In my pile, I have this, a reimbursement request. I'm not good, did you sign that? And then, Tina, we have the Primex. There's some things from Primex, it looks like our.
Basically, we were talking about inventory and things, and somebody had said I could get a list of vehicles from Primex, and I got that printed out today, so that's what that is.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
don't think I made copies for everybody.
Okay,
I wasn't sure whether it was something you wanted to talk about tonight, but at least to let you know I had it, finally.
and we have the other, vehicle registration piece.
Right, we had that all,
Right, that
Jesse
Jesse
gave me
got.
that a while ago, because I just went on to private. If that Primex has a value, whether it's completely accurate. And what I wanted to do was to talk with Bob and Ron and have them double check and make sure that they still have all those vehicles, that somebody didn't forget to release or change something at Primex.
Okay. And like from this list, I mean, I can guess that the grader and the dump with plow is all highway, but there's nothing on here that specifies which department they're on.
There's something about fire car is
Oh,
on
maybe
it.
there is here.
I think everything else is everything's highway on it except your vehicle. And then,
Fire department, I see
and
that.
then the second list is the fire department, equipment.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
take a quick look at that.
The expedition separate.
Yep.
I got my next together.
Okay, I haven't had a chance to look at the
It would be good.
the budget and the transaction reports. Do we want to discuss that next week? when we
Yeah.
Have a chance to
Because
look at it?
we had a lot of revenue for the first 2 months. So, okay.
Probably from December
Right.
tax bills, looking next week.
They were, well, that's actually, it was,
Lots attached to it.
license permits and stuff, so.
yeah, and this is just a matter of a calculation of the contribution to the health insurance. It's
Okay.
almost 4%. And I don't know whether it's supposed to be 4% and the cost of the insurance has gone up, but the cost of what they're donating hasn't gone up too. That's something I need to look into.
Because we talked about having Primex come in, or not Primex, but
Health Trust.
Health Trust
Yeah.
come in.
Is that
So is that
through healthcare or is that
4% of
through-
the
Health trust,
premium? That's
Pardon?
is that 4% of a premium that's a copay?
right.
Okay,
The difference between what they're paying in their pay and what we're being charged is 3.98%,
okay,
which is what makes me think it's probably should be 4%, so we might need to increase what they're contributing, but we don't want to do that. We can talk about it some more. That's my guess.
yeah,
I'm still trying to find all the supporting documents and stuff.
okay. Well, that's something, because I didn't think there was any copay, so.
But yeah, there is a very small copay.
So, what's wrong with it?
Okay. Then, I do make, do you have anything, we've gone through the agenda. I do want to go into non-public session for a personnel matter.
If you,
Anybody else have anything else?
See what I find. This is right. Expedition Police is the '09 lot, brand new, that was the price. And that's the one you just sold.
That's when we sold, right here.
So, and I don't see the one that they have now currently listed.
Okay.
All the fire department stuff looks right.
Okay.
That one's full purchase
I'm
price
looking,
of
because I didn't.
Of the-
look at-
the '09.
09, but.
Yeah, which is not gone, so. And there should be, whatever that one he's running now should be on the insurance somewhere, hopefully it got added.
Two sheets.
I hope
So
Yeah.
they might wanna check
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
I just,
Uninsured
we talk
wouldn't be
about
good.
things that we
No.
need to do. And
Especially
I'm just
emergency
trying to make a
vehicles.
list.
Right.
No, it's so we don't lose track of it.
Yep.
We don't have to do anything with it tonight, but if you think of things that need to get added to it, let me know, and we'll just have an ongoing list, and hopefully we can start crossing some of them off at some point.
So Tina, on this list, I'm gonna pass it down to you.
Yeah, I heard the police cruiser needs to be swapped.
Right.
That one got sold, the guy's lucky now.
But we don't have a new one that was purchased on.
The fire department stuff all looks to be accurate, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't speak for highway, but
If you did have Christine, that wanted to say something.
I'm sorry.
Or you raised your hand when Carol asked.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did I know? Do we have anything else? Does anybody have anything else before we go into non-public?
Well, we dropped off letters of recommendation for the conservation.
And because under the right to know law, you guys keep pushing down Ath Road to the Conservation Committee. Your minutes from your last meeting when we brought letters in the last time to be reappointed, you wrote that you discussed it, but nowhere in your minutes was anything about the discussion. Sorry, but right to know If you have a discussion, it has to be in the minutes. It wasn't in your minutes. So we came back in to get reappointed again.
So we are, and I believe our timetable was, at our next meeting, we were going to discuss the people who had expressed interest in the position.
Well, actually, according to the website, it was tonight.
No, it changed because we voted,
It wasn't listed to be changed. It was still listed for tonight.
no, I know it's on the website that says that it has been extended until the 19th.
But that shouldn't, how is that putting a delay on our request? We are.
Other people have put in requests
We
and been
have been
approved.
active members for a good 6 years now. I don't understand why this is being delayed
Push
and.
back. I wanna know what your discussion was during the last meeting when you refused to reappoint me. By the right to, under the right to know law, I have the right to know. It was in your minutes that you had a discussion, but yet the discussion was omitted from your minutes, which is not right. That's not informing the public, that's not keeping us all informed.
My recollection of the discussion was that we were going to go through the process that had
No,
outlined that you
it said you denied me during that last meeting. You had a discussion and opted not to reappoint me or Christine.
That's
The
because we're going
process
to,
is that the people attend 3 consecutive meetings to the conservation, at which point that there's a letter of recommendation made from the chair, which is Corey, and then that is brought to the select board. And at that point, you go over the letter of recommendation, and there's never been an issue of reappointment up until now.
It's
And
their
Not
prerogative.
to mention, their appointment's not even up for this month.
It's
If you
not,
review the meeting, the minutes, and I don't know why you guys decided it was January at the beginning of the year, but.
I think that's what,
So if
Information was
so if
on
we
there.
do at the beginning of the year for all positions, so the 2 that are for the planning and the 1 for the zoning, those are ready to be appointed, right?
so it is, according to the statutes, it's up to the select board to appoint. And so we're just taking an opportunity to look at it, and I see there's a folder here which I've not looked
Do you
at,
know what the
and I just
requirement-
handed to me during the meeting.
Do you know what the requirements are for somebody to be on the conservation to appointing them? What they need for qualifications?
So that's what the select board would like to look at.
All it
the
is an
qualifications.
interest in the conservation, that's what it states in the
Okay.
in the handbook for the conservation in New Hampshire. All you need for requirements is an interest in it, in the conservation.
Mhm.
They suggest people that are interested in fishing, kayaking, hiking, and such like that.
so I wanna know what this board's problem is with not reappointing us, cause we brought in letters over a month ago and you said, it says in your minutes that you had a discussion and you opted out of reappointing us. You also opted out of putting them discussions in your minutes, which, under the right to know law, we have the right to know. And if I have to contact the Attorney General tomorrow, I will do that.
And so
There's
our
plenty of room for
discussion is that
alternates as well.
when we consider the 2 positions on the on the Conservation Commission, your letters are certainly there and we'll consider you. And I see that, there are letters here that Tina just brought to me today during the meeting, so I've not read them, from Corey for recommendation. So we'll consider those, and we've got other people who have expressed interest, so.
And they come to the meetings.
Have any of them been to the conservation meetings? Have any of them attended 3 meetings
Because
yet?
I remember quite very
Because
well.
I
when-
had to attend 3 meetings before I could be appointed to that committee. And that's just what it says in that rule book.
So we'll look at all the people who've expressed interest next week. And that will be done in public, so you're welcome to come.
Yeah, but you don't appoint the position, we do. As Secretary of Conservation, that's my job. We can put them on the conservation, but it's within the conservation who appoints as members and alternates. It's an RSA.
Isn't there another
You can
seat
appoint
that's
them to
available?
the board, correct,
Right.
but we appoint where our members are and who are alternates.
Wasn't there a resignation as well that you're waiting
No,
on a
not
letter?
yet.
No.
I thought they said Julia Simons was resigning.
And she hasn't yet, she's she's still trying to decide whether she can handle it or not.
That was just
So
what
why
was,
don't you poke your nose in somebody else's affairs?
I was at the last meeting.
We're going to consider both of you as well as other people who have expressed interest. And
So you've already reappointed
Stupid.
Nancy,
No,
Come on.
come on,
nobody's been.
on it says so in your minutes that you reappointed Nancy Camo to the commission.
no, we did not.
It says so in your minutes,
What minute?
your select board minutes.
She came and expressed
gave a
her
letter.
interest. She gave a letter of interest, but we have not made a decision.
Well,
This is your
According
meeting,
to
by the way. You can
the-
control your meeting.
So I can.
You're letting this get into a melee, and you need to control your meeting.
I'm sorry, are you guys the boss, or is John the boss of who dictates
So
what
no,
goes
so
on?
the
Does he run
minutes,
this or
the
do you?
minutes, excuse me. The minutes that we just approved read that Nancy Camo presented the board with a letter of interest to serve on the Conservation Commission. She also agreed to bring a projector to the town meeting. There was no decision made, she just gave us the letter.
She hasn't been 3 times consecutively. How can she give you the letter first?
So that's
That
the,
don't make any sense.
and
So-
she didn't get a letter of recommendation from the current conservation chair.
okay.
I remember about 10 years, 20 years ago, there was a gentleman that got getting his buttons pushed around this north country, and he did some very nasty things.
Okay, hold on just a minute, and I will pull out the rates for you. Okay. Okay, the commission shall consist of not less than 3 nor more than 7 members. In a town which has a planning board, 1 member of the commission may also be on the planning board. In a city which has a planning board, 1 member of the commission may be on the planning board. In cities, blah, 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 we're not a city, and in towns, members of the commission shall be appointed by the selectmen. Alternate members may be appointed in a like manner, and when the alternate serves in the absence of disqualifications of a regular member, the alternate shall have full voting powers. When a commission is first established, the terms of the members shall be for 1, 2, or 3 years, and so arranged that the terms of approximately 1/3 of the members will expire each year, and their successors shall be appointed for terms of 3 years each. Any member of a commission so appointed may, after a public hearing, if requested, be removed for cause by the appointing authority. A vacancy occurring otherwise than by expiration of a term shall be filled for the unexpired term in the same manner as an original appointment. Members of a conservation commission shall be residents of the city or town which they represent. Members of a conservation commission may also serve on other municipal boards and commissions, including but not limited to a historic district commission established under RSA 673-4 and Heritage Commission established under RSA 673-4A. And I did check with the municipal association, and the select board can appoint members whose terms have expired. And it's fine for us to have an open selection process. So at our next meeting, we will be making a decision on those positions. And both of you are we've got the letters from Corey, and we know that you're
I guess I don't understand why there's such a extensive process. It's never been an extensive process in the past.
It's because they're stacking the board just so they can control things in the town is what it is.
It's pretty simple.
Because
It's
there's
easy to
money in
see.
the account and John's all pissy about it because nobody is on his
Okay.
side to touch it. That's what it is.
It is,
We're
simple.
not, the money should be there for conservation purposes.
Correct,
it's
and that's
just
what
to
it is
try
there
to-
for.
to
So
try
they
to
have kept the
support-
conservation when nobody in this town has wanted to be on the conservation, correct? So now all of a sudden that there's an issue, like there was with the drag strip when he has.
Cause he wants to
And I
be
can-
here and
okay.
wipe my ass with me.
No, you
Fuck
know
you.
something?
I didn't give him permission to film me, so.
Me neither.
So It is a public meeting.
Yes,
But I didn't give him
It
permission
doesn't,
to.
it's.
You were the public meeting, he's,
Anybody in
You're
this
here
room
at
is
the
the
public
public.
meeting, and I can pull out the statutes and find them, but you can video them, you can audio record them. And
is he
so,
gonna post that so everybody can see it? Is he gonna give everybody a copy of that recording? Cause I'd like one.
Me too, my lawyer wants one, especially tonight.
I'm not the one recording, that's a private citizen. I do want to say, I'm sorry that this has gone this way in terms of this discussion, because what I felt when I went to the
Can I
meeting last.
read you something?
Oh, excuse me, I'm talking. To the meeting last week was that the Conservation Commission is really trying to do the right thing. You know, they have initiatives that they're starting, talked about working with the Forest Lake Association, they talked about,
But yet
Cleanup day.
you wanna
well, no,
keep us off the board.
no. I'm just telling you that this is what I felt when I went to your meeting. I felt very positive about it.
So then why
And so
can't-
that will go into our decision when we talk about this next week.
We didn't ask for a side liaison either, that you came in and just sat down at that desk. We didn't vote on one for your liaison, for you to be the side one of it. So we really don't understand how you got to a meeting and sat down and had all the discussions you had. That was kind of rough, because we've looked into it and I don't recall anybody on that board voting her in. You guys? I wish the other ones.
I believe that if an alternate to a board, liaison to the select board is not able to make a meeting, then another select board member can go as an alternate.
We didn't vote it in, that was all.
We didn't have time by the time, because the meeting there was not very much notice. So,
24 hours like we get.
all right, so I think we can all work on better communication between the boards. We talked about that last week. Having the Conservation Commission joint email will help, and you'll get that information out to them.
It's in my notes.
On the agenda for next week is looking at the appointments to the Conservation Commission, and let's try to move forward on this.
So there's plenty of room for alternates as well with the commission.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how many letters of interest you have, but there's plenty of people that we still have a need for alternates.
And that may be a good approach. So we'll discuss that next week. And right now, we have a personnel matter to discuss, so we're going to go into non-public session. Do I have a motion to move into non-public session?
I make a motion to move into non-public session.
I second the motion.
All in favor, roll call.
Carol.
Tamla.
Joe Beth.